Drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
Welcome to SAP UI5 training session. In this training session, we're gonna see HANA Cloud Connector. So why we use HANA Cloud Connector? So HANA Cloud Connector is basically a link between on-demand applications in SAP HANA Cloud Platform and existing on-premise systems. So we have seen in a previous session, we have trying to connect from the destination in HANA Cloud Platform. So when we try to use Web IDE, so there is a destinations where we define our destinations. Suppose our on-premise system is not public. That means it cannot be accessed by outside world. We need VPN connection. We need some other tunnel. So that time we use HANA Cloud Connector. So if the on-premise system is public, then we don't need to have this HANA Cloud Connector. We have seen an example where we have dealt with free services like OData free services. There are Northwind, etc. We can use that all as well because they don't need any HANA Cloud Connector. But our ECC system sits somewhere where it is on-premise. That time we need this HANA Cloud Connector. So what basically HANA Cloud Connector does is, see, it sits here. So it will give you the access to the destination and it will connect to the destination and it will go to the HTML5 apps or any apps you are using, UI5 apps or Web IDE. So we'll see in this session, we'll be seeing Web IDE example after creating a destination. Okay, so this is how the clear picture is. Suppose you have an API from the Twitter. You want to have a live update of that. So you have used Node.js, but how this works. So you can directly connect to the HANA Cloud Connector. And this basically gives you a tunnel where you can create the destination over here and access the Twitter. And you can see in your application. Is it clear? So basically, in addition to whatever I have said till now, you can make a control over the resources available to the cloud applications. That's it. So you can use the HANA Cloud Platform as a middleware tunnel and you can access your applications. Similarly, you can benefit with the existing assets because you are not exposing the whole internal landscape. So you will be just giving the access to that particular DB and you'll be getting less services. So it means you are not exposing the whole internal landscape. That's the benefit of it. So the cloud connector runs on on-premise agent as well as a secured network, and it acts as a reverse invoke proxy between the on-premise network and SAP HANA Cloud Platform. So due to this reverse invoke support, you don't need to configure the on-premise firewall to allow the external access. So that is from the cloud to internal systems. And as well as you will be gain control over on-premise systems and resources that shall be accessible by cloud applications. That means when we talk about cloud applications, that is your UI5 applications as well as Java or anything which you will be using in SAP HANA Cloud Platform. And as well as the cloud applications shall make use of this cloud connector. So that means you can connect to the RFC destination as well. So we'll see that advantages in a minute. So basically, like the cloud connector will be used in a typical business scenario. So this tool take care automatically establish the broken connections. So that means you can have the auditing. So inbound trafficking and logging, whoever logs in, and if any makes a configuration changes, everything will be logged with the high availability setup. That will do. So basically the advantages of this HANA Cloud Platform is when we compare to any DMZ reverse proxies. So basically this is using a reverse proxy and it will be approaching to open ports in the firewall. Explicitly you don't have to do it. The first example, first advantage is the firewall is on-premise network. Then it doesn't have to open any inbound port. So HANA Cloud Platform and HANA Cloud Connector will be taking care of it. So you don't have to modify anything. So HANA Cloud Connector will be doing it. And as the second advantage is like you have RFCs. So if you want to use those RFCs in your applications and get data from those RFCs, then you can directly use this HANA Cloud Connector. And then you need to directly, the cloud applications can access your on-premise systems through HANA Cloud Connector. So such as like if you want to make any BI reports or BI tools, that time this will be useful. And the next advantage is you don't have to worry about security. This already do a security configuration, HANA Cloud Connector. And the last but not the least, this is a low cost tool which fits every scenario what cloud has. So it means it fits well to cloud scenarios. So it is SAP supported. So SAP provide all standard support to it. So there are a lot of scenarios you can make use of it. First, basically you have to install HANA Cloud Connector, and then after installing it, so you have to install configuration, and then you have to configure the access control, and then you have to connect your web application to us. So remember the four process. The first one is to install the Cloud Connector, and the next is you have to initially set up the Cloud Connector with your HTTP or RFC, and then you need to allow your web application, whatever cloud application, to access a backend system on the internet. And then the fourth is to connect your web application to an on-premise system. So this will be the four-step process that we'll do. So first of all, we have to go and get the software, HANA Cloud Connector. So where do we get it? We get it from tools.hana.ondemand.com. So go here, tools.hana.ondemand.com, and here click on Cloud. Once you click on Cloud, you will be seeing HANA Cloud Connector. So basically you can choose whatever your landscape is. So your system is a Linux, then go for this. And if your system is Linux, you just choose. So mine is Windows Developer, so I'll be choosing this and I'll install it. So I'll be doing a MSI file because I want to run this. So zip is directly you can extract it. So what is the difference between this is? It is for the productive use. This one is the productive use and this is for the developer use. So locally it works. So always use this in the production system and your developer this one. And once you do a normal developer one, then you need to have a JVM as well machine. So choose the JVM machine. So you can click on the JVM, install it. So once you get it, so you go back to the screen like this, double click on this MSI and it will open like this. So this basically means the first step once you click on MSI installer, and you can start the installation by double clicking the MSI file, whichever you get. So afterwards you will come to this welcome screen. So whatever the welcome screen is, just click on next. So this will give you the first thing, that you can choose your installation folder. So by default it will be C drive SAP/SCC20, and click on next. So once you click on next, here you can change the folder structure. That's not a problem. You can browse and you can change the location. But once you change if you prefer any different location, please simply adjust your value to it. And once you click on next, then it will ask for the port, default port, which you want to run on. So basically, if the 8443 is already blocked by someone, then you prefer taking any other port. So mine is already blocked, so I preferred 8444. So and click on next. So and then you say next on this. So this will be deciding whether the cloud connector shall be started after the installation has finished. So in case this decides by you, then leave the checkbox marked as we do it in this tutorial. And when the HANA Cloud is registered and started as a Windows service, you can start it later within the administrative tools / or service administration tool. And you can decide to start immediately. Thereafter, you can also restart the service whenever you want. And once you do it, so you go to your particular services and the right click and start service. Once you start, you can stop it or restart it once again whenever. It's a manual thing. You can make it automatic as well. When Windows restarts, you can put it like that. So it's basically depending on you. So whether you need to start when the Windows starts, or you want to manually start the service every time. So on this successful thing, then please open your web browser where you can connect to the HANA Cloud account. So I'll go to my web browser. So this is how I have typed localhost 844 because my 8443 is already blocked. So just run this and you'll see this type of screen. Once you see this type of screen, that means your cloud connector is running. So it is localhost 8444 or whatever the port name you have mentioned there. So by default, the username will be administrator and the password will be manage. All small, the manage will be, and administrator, A capital, administrator. And the password will be manage, MANAGE. This is a default password. So predefined. So once you enter administrator and password as manage, you'll see this screen. So this basically tell you the first step. So you can choose the master. As of now, we have to choose a master because it's the first time we are installing this. Then if you are installing the second time, or if you want to make a backup of your other thing, that means like there will be some other logging scenario. So that is for highly availability installation. So that means the high availability installation that we don't recommend as of now. So as a beginner, as a trial account we are using, because that's the reason you will be using master for now. So choose master, check this radio button and press apply. And then you'll be popping up with the first logon screen that will give you a prompt message saying that to change your password. So give your old password, that is manage, and enter your desired password. So basically you have to give the new password because any guest, because we already know the by default the password is managed, so any guest can take the control of it. So you better choose a new password and repeat that password once again. And the next important step is you have to give your HANA trial account. So you have a HCP account because everyone has a free trail account. So I'm considering everyone has a free trail account. So landscape host, please choose this hanatrial.ondemand.com. And if you have any productive systems like US and Europe, then they have a respective landscape host. Please prefer that. And the account name for trial version will be like this. So your account name followed by trial and your account username and the password. So account user will be P19 so and so whatever it is in the trial, and then password. Only for the account name we'll have a suffix called trial. Once you do this, apply. So once you apply, it will navigate to the screen. So here you will be accessing your access controls. So this is a blank screen, you'll get it initially. So once the administrative UI shows up, so that means your connection is succeeded, and you have to see the connector state with the yellow indicator as shown. So we'll go now to create a thing. So once you do it, it will prompt like this: virtual host, virtual port, and internal host, etc. So what we need to give is, I'll let you know. So just remember this. Okay. So now I'll take you to the main screen of my application, my HANA Cloud Connector. So this is my HANA Cloud Connector. So localhost 844, and I'll type my administrator password here and then log in. Once I log in, because I have already created the access control, that's the reason it's gives me the green color. So that means it is connected and it is activated. And access control, so you have to create add, so it will come up with the virtual host, virtual port, etc. So here you have to give your on-premise systems credentials. So I have already created a my gateway with 4 nines. So I'm trying to edit it. So I want to clear this system mapping. So the system mapping, you can give your host, virtual host, whatever it is. Like I have given a my gateway for now, and the virtual port, that is 9999, and internal host, your IP address, or if your on-premise system, and then internal port, whatever it is. Like usually it is 8000, and the protocol, whatever you want to use. So if you want to use the RFC connection or RFC synchronization or HTTPS, it all depends on your internal on-premise system. So my system is HTTP, so I have given HTTP, and then I'm trying to choose whether this is which type of system, whether it's an ABAP system or HANA or PI based or etc. Mine is SAP Gateway, so I have chosen this SAP Gateway and then save it. And once you save it, it will be saved. Now the next is resource accessibility. So first you have to map your system. That means mapping virtual to internal system. So you're trying to get your on-premise system over here as an internal system. Now you need to add access resources. Now you'll be adding access resources. The path must not be empty, so it's already and always enabled, and you have to give your path. So for my internal on-premise system, I have 3 paths. One is for ABAP development. So that is ADT, and I have chosen path and all subpaths. So similarly, I have chosen it for the UI5 resources. So that means UI5 application I want to develop. So I want to access all the UI5 underscore UI5. That is my BSP applications. If I want to connect to it, I want to make use of this. And the next is OData. So this is for getting all the OData services. So once this is done, have activated it. So that means it is succeeded. So green state means it is running successfully. So I'll go to my destination. So these are my destinations. So we already seen in the previous session how do we create a destinations. So I have created ADT, Gateway and UI5. So that is OData, ADT for ABAP development. That means for RFCs, etc. we can use this. And another one is UI5 underscore UI5. That means fetching BSP applications. That means importing our BSP application from on-premise systems to a cloud platform. So I have successfully done it. Now I'll run my application from the Web IDE. So I'll open Web IDE here. I'll try to refresh my page. The subscription, I'll go here. Web IDE. So here I have a version. I'll click on this. So now successfully installed HANA Cloud Connector. Now we'll see we already configured our destinations. Now we'll make use of our destinations like mygateway:999. There is no IP address. That is the security. Like we have masked it with our name, mygateway. So we're gonna make use of that particular mygateway over here. So I'm trying to go to the file and create a new project. That is from the template. I want to pick from one of any of the templates available. So I'm going to check first master Fiori detail page. So I'll go here and create a HANA Cloud Platform, that is SCC demo application, and I'll see next. So whatever I've created, my gateway. So that is over here. That is FS1. I've named it. So it will ask your system credentials. So I'm going to enter. So once I get entered it, I'll go here and see employee directory. So detail SRV or so I'm going to make use of this directly and say next. So namespace is SCC and the title is employee master, and the OData collection, you see that is not coming, so we'll go here and we haven't selected anything, so that is the reason. So we're going to use the other service, whatever service you have, you can make use of it. Just like, let me check. Okay, I'm going to make use of this create employee set. So I'll say next. So SCC, and the next one is employee master. So create empty set. I'll make use of this, and here I want to have an employee number in the master list and in the detail screen. So this is a employee detail, and I'm going to mention SCC, and then the attribute 1. So attribute 1 will be name. So attribute 2 will be designation, and attribute 2 will be a department. And I'm going to attribute 3 whether we have anything left in the skill, and then we will be saying next. So once we say next, and we gonna finish this SCC demo. Once we finish this SCC demo, we're gonna run this. So how we gonna run this? Like right click and run as web application. So once you run this, it will ask which file need to be considered. I'll be choosing the first one because I don't want to have a local index. So this is a new version of Web IDE, which is released latest. So it prompts with 2 index.html. So once you run this application, then it will give you an overview of that app. So it will ask you once again the prompt with so yeah, see, so this is what the master is. So once you are developer, innovation, and then ABAP consultant delivery, etc. Okay, the designation is this skill. Clear? So similarly, you know how Web IDE works, so you can play around with this application. So similarly, what we have seen throughout this session is, first, what are the benefits of HANA Cloud Connector, and after that we have seen how to install the Web IDE, and then we have gone through this tools.hana.ondemand.com, and we have got the relevant file and we have installed it in your local system. So for the productive use, you have to put it in your productive server. The same things you have to repeat there. So once you have installed it, then you have to connect to your internal on-premise system, and you have to give your credentials, and then you can take it forward. Then the same thing need to be used in your HCP. The same account HCP, you need to log in and you need to give the name, etc. Okay. So thank you and have a nice day ahead.